price of legacy.
John Lancaster stood motionless in his lavish penthouse, his grip tightening around the ransom note. His heart pounded as he read the words again, his vision blurring with rage and fear. "We have Alex. $10 million. No police. No tricks. You know why this is happening." Midnight. Dock 17. His 10-year-old son, Alex, had been taken from Central Park that afternoon. One moment, the boy had been laughing, chasing birds. The next, he was gone. The surveillance footage showed two men in black dragging him into a van. The police were already involved, but John knew. This wasn't just about money. This was personal. He turned to his wife, Eleanor, who sat in shock on the couch, eyes hollow. "We have to do whatever they say," she whispered. But John knew better. His wealth had bought him power, but it had also created enemies. He had built the Lancaster Empire from the ground up, but not without stepping on a few graves along the way. And now the past was demanding its due.
Ghosts of the past.
John locked himself in his study, his mind racing through possibilities. Who could be behind this? His competitors? The mafia families he had crossed in his rise to power? Or worse, someone from his own past? His phone rang. Unknown number. He hesitated before answering. "John," a distorted voice greeted him. "It's time you paid for your sins." John clenched his jaw. "Who are you? Where is my son?" A chilling chuckle. "You don't recognize me? I guess that's fitting. You ruined so many lives. But don't worry, I'll remind you." John's stomach churned. He had crushed businesses, bribed officials, and buried secrets. It could be anyone. "You have till midnight. Bring the money. Come alone. Or Alex dies." The line went dead.
A deal with the devil.
John didn't trust the police. Not with this. If this was someone from his past, they knew his every move. He called an old contact, Victor Santoro, a fixer who thrived in the shadows. Victor arrived within the hour, a man with cold eyes and a reputation for solving problems. "I heard about Alex," he said, lighting a cigarette. "I also heard whispers. Someone from your past is back, John." John exhaled sharply. "Who?" Victor smirked. "Remember Gregory Cole?" John's blood ran cold. Gregory Cole had been his biggest rival a decade ago, a promising businessman with a young family. But John had outmaneuvered him, exposing his debts, forcing his company into ruin. Cole had lost everything. He had disappeared after his wife and daughter died in a car crash. Rumors had circulated that he took his own life. But if he was alive, "He's back," Victor confirmed. "And he wants revenge."
The reckoning.
John arrived at Dock 17 just before midnight, a black duffel bag filled with cash in his hand. The air was thick with salt and decay, the water lapping against the wooden planks. A single floodlight flickered overhead. A figure stepped out from the shadows. Gregory Cole. His face was gaunt, his hair gray and unkempt. But his eyes, those eyes burned with hatred. And standing beside him, bound and gagged, was Alex. John's chest tightened. His son's wide, terrified eyes met his. "Let him go, Greg. You want me, not him." Cole sneered. "You took everything from me, John. My business. My family. You left me with nothing. Now I'll do the same to you. I'll pay. Just let him go." Cole shook his head. "Money? Do you think I care about money? This isn't about ransom. This is about justice." John took a cautious step forward. "Greg, I made mistakes, but don't make my son pay for them." Gregory lifted a gun and pointed it at Alex's head. "You don't understand, John. Your son is your legacy, and I want you to feel the same loss I did." John's mind raced. He had prepared for this. He had Victor waiting in the shadows. A single signal. But before he could act, Alex did something unexpected. He stomped on Gregory's foot and twisted away just as a gunshot rang out. The bullet missed by inches. Chaos erupted. Victor's men stormed in, guns drawn. Gregory was tackled to the ground. The gun slid across the dock, landing at John's feet. For a moment, silence. Gregory lay there, panting, defeated. "You think this is over?" he spat. "You can't erase what you've done." John picked up the gun. He had the power to end this, to silence Gregory forever, to ensure Alex's safety. But as he looked at his son, he saw fear in his eyes. And for the first time in his life, John Lancaster chose a different path. He turned to Victor. "Call the police." The price paid. Gregory was arrested. Alex was safe. But John knew the price of his legacy had finally been paid. He had spent his life chasing power, crushing others beneath him. And in the end, it had nearly cost him the one thing that truly mattered. As he held his son that night, he made a silent vow. Some legacies weren't worth the blood they were built on. And maybe, just maybe, it wasn't too late to build a new one.